welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. My name is Angela. I'm located in Central Mississippi, Zone 8B. And today we're just going to do a real quick walkthrough to show you a follow-up video on my companion planting. And y'all have to forgive me if I'm wiping sweat. I just got finished weed eating, so you can see grass clippings kind of around my garden area. So I'm a little hot and tired. But anyway, we're going to just do a quick follow up on the companion planting, kind of show you where it's at, if there's any bug damage or pest damage or anything like that. And I will share something with you in just a minute because I finally found the very first pest in my garden for the season. Alrighty, we're going to start up here with the pepper bed. Um, Again, this is mostly my bell peppers and then just a few additional peppers that I have. No real damage here. There's really nothing going on other than they're flowering. If you can see that right there and right back there. So they're flowering, starting to do their thing. The soil's finally warm enough and the plants are doing great. Right now we're getting at about low 60s, high 50s at night, but it's just continuing to warm. So everything's looking great here. And I have, other than little flies, which I already had flies and suspected flies to be coming around because of my chicken and well, not the compost, but the chickens and stuff like that. I still have to lay down my lime and different things that's in my chicken coop. So I'll just have to deal with those for another day because I'll take care of that tomorrow and that'll be in a separate video. But anyway, the peppers are growing nicely. They're getting big, happy. Even the ones in the grow bags are doing really nice. So everything's going great. The marigolds, the dwarf marigolds, like this one right here, they're popping up. They're doing their thing. They're not flowering yet, but I don't expect it to be too long before they start to get buds to flower. But they're doing great. So everything up here in these front beds, these onions, I have strawberries in this bed, bulbing onions, and then I have some sunflowers up here. And again, everything's just looking really, really nice. I haven't had much pest issues with anything. So these up here are looking great and doing good. And my blueberries are flowering, y'all. And the other one, this one right here, already has little baby blueberries on it. So we just got to wait for them to plump up and get ready. This green stalk here with the strawberries is doing nice. So this is all good. Let's see. I guess we'll just go down this side first. And we'll kind of walk down the middle and go over everything. And then we'll go down the other side. So as you can see, the tomato plants are doing great. These pumpkins, these are the small sugar pumpkins. They're finally starting to get ready to climb outside of the bed. So they're doing good. This marigold here is doing really, really nice. It's started to bud up. That's a sunflower there, and it's looking good. The not borage, oh my goodness. The basil that I have in these beds, they are huge and they're getting really nice and pretty. All of my tomato plants are flowering now. Every last one of them has flowers on it. So they're all looking great. The borage, oh, that marigold has flowered. So it's coming up with a couple more buds on it, but it's looking good too. The borage looks great. Again, these are the Hale's Best Cantaloupe, this one here and that one there. I do see a little bit of damage on this one. I don't know if you can see that. But this is more from slugs that have kind of been coming in and trying to get a hold of everything. But I put out some beer traps at night, so I've been slowly catching those, and I'm not really worried about the slugs because you can't do too much with slugs. So, but it's okay. Taking care of that issue, so I don't expect too many more damaged leaves. And one damaged leaf off of the two plants that are there and the one plant that's here, I ain't too worried about that. The pepper plants that I have right here, these three here, they're doing great. Marigolds, Radishes, now I can say since I've planted the radishes out, I have them beside my cucumbers, my squash, my Kajari melons, my butternut squash, all that stuff. I have them planted out a little bit everywhere, and the plants that they're planted near does not have any pest damage so far. So I am suspecting that it may be a little bit of truth when it says the radishes help deter pests from those plants, the cucumber plants. So I think that's working really good. This is bird poop that's on there. I have some birds that love to come and sit on this trellis here, and I'll have to wash that off. So I ain't worried about that. This squash plant's looking really, really nice. Have some zinnias right there. All the onions along that side look really good. My gem corn down here looks good. Everything's looking really, really nice. Pest damage. I am getting pest damage to these green bean plants, but to be honest, I think this is more of my chickens got into the backyard and came after them. I let them out a little earlier and they came out here, and one of the hens jumped into the backyard and she's like, I'm taking what I want. So I seen her over here and pecking at them, so I'm thinking this may be her, but I will keep an eye on it just to be sure. But the squash plants that are in this bed with the onions, the marigolds, and the borage, they're looking really, really nice. And as you can see, some of them have flowers on them already. I'm not gonna. I think they're still too small to really have fruit on them. So if I see any with fruit, I'll go ahead and I'll pick those off and take care of that because I don't want them fruiting right now. But oh, and I do see a little bit of damage here. Not sure what that could be. I'll have to research and see what happened with that leaf. But we do have just a little bit of damage there. But like I said, everything else is looking really good. You can see nice healthy leaves. So all is looking well. Sorry. These right here, these are more squash plants, and these have baby fruits on them. These just opened today. I need to come and pick all these off because I really want them to get a little bit bigger before they start fruiting. So this will be something I do before I go inside for the night. But all of those little fruits that you see on these will be coming off. And there's a borage that it did have a little flower on it, but the flower has gone. But the plant itself, um, let's see, whatever pest would be attacking my squash is really attacking my borage. So I'm really happy with that. The borage is doing its thing and protecting my squash plants. So none of these really have damage on them. They're all looking really nice. This cucumber, this is a bush cucumber. It doesn't have pest damage, but I think this is more of a cold damage. I'm actually going to end up pulling this one out and I will plant some more seeds there because the one right here is the same variety and it's looking and doing a lot better than this one right here. So I'm going to may end up pulling this one out, or I may just let it sit and see what happens because I have lots of cucumbers planted in several different places, and these are just two bush varieties that I wanted to try. So I'll just decide what I'm going to do with that later. So um, more squash plants. Again, you can see no pest damage, none of that. They're looking really, really nice. And y'all can see the grass everywhere from where I was weed eating. This bed right here, this is the, uh, what is it? Garlic. Garlic and strawberries. Right now, we have cilantro that's going to seed. If you don't know, cilantro seeds are actually coriander, so you can use those in cooking. I like to go ahead and just let a couple plants go to seed because that'll be my seed for next year. It's more acclimated to my area, so they end up coming and doing a lot better for me. But as you can see, these strawberries through here are really starting to show out. We've had a couple of strawberries that we've already gotten off the plants in here, and they are delicious. Very, very sweet and delicious. So whatever's going on is good. I think out of this whole bed, we've gotten maybe about 15, 20 strawberries so far. And out of those 15, 20 strawberries, maybe two strawberries had damage, but that was more from the birds because again, birds come sit on this trellis. This is just one of the several trellises I have here. Birds come sit on there and they poop or they'll fly down and they'll come after my little berries. But I have purchased some fake strawberries that I'm gonna stick down in here and just kind of lay out, and hopefully that will help deter the birds from messing with them even further. My tomatillo plants in these buckets here, y'all can see they're looking really nice. They're starting to get some height to them and green up really nicely, so that's good. My Dollar Tree spinner's still doing great. All my tomato plants, again, I have marigolds, green onions, carrots, celery. We've already started picking off the celery, so it is delicious as usual. But the basil, I have a couple of zinnias, things down in here, all doing really well. The companion planting is still working so far. Everything is still looking good. You can see more marigolds right there. So everything is still looking good, looking nice over on this side. The carrot greens are getting some height to them. The roots are finally starting to form. I checked some the other day, so the roots are forming on the carrots. But again, like I said, I'm going to start um, pulling and well, start harvesting more celery because I have to pull it and I'm going to show you how I make my celery salt with that. But yeah, that we'll start doing that this weekend. So I'll have a big harvest coming up. I'll bring you along with me for the harvest because I have to harvest celery. I have to harvest calendula and several of my herbs and stuff. So I'm going to show you how I do that with harvesting and then what I make with those things. Like my herbs, I just dry them and use them in food in my cooking and stuff. But the calendula, I have to dry those and then I'll jar them up. But the celery, I'll do salt and stuff like that. So this bed of potatoes is getting wild and crazy, as you can see. It doesn't want to quite stay on its side of the bed. Um, this is another cucumber right here, and you can see it's grabbing onto the trellis, so it's doing really nice. The new seeds that I planted for this one that wasn't doing too well, I pulled it out, so I popped some more seeds in the other day, and they've already come up, so that should be up and going pretty soon. The zinnia, and then again, I have more radishes right there, and you can see there's not much anything. Those plants are looking really, really nice and healthy, other than that leaf that has fallen on there. So they're looking nice and healthy. The peppers that are back here are looking rather healthy and good. And I actually have one. The very last bag already has a jalapeno on it. So, oh, sorry, y'all. There's a hummingbird that just keeps flying around my head. So I just couldn't find it for a second. But no, the one over there already has jalapeno on it, so I'm excited for that and really happy. Um, these potatoes, everything's looking good, all good in this side of the world. I'm getting ready to cut everything back on here, especially the dill, the parsley, all that stuff has to be cut back. The lettuce that's right there has gone to seed. A couple of the other lettuces down at the bottom I'm gonna pull and get thrown to my chickens. So, but everything else is looking really nice, really good, perfect, wonderful. My onions have started, not onions, garlics has started to get scapes. So I'm cutting those back. I got to do a harvest of those. I need to cut these two and then finish cutting those on that bed right there. So, and then I have to harvest the oregano. All right, moving over to the other side. These potatoes here are doing their thing and going crazy also. I'm about 5'3", and this potato, the stalk is up to my shoulder. So, just to give you an idea of how tall that potato plant is, it is literally up to my shoulder. So, but they're looking really good. And oh, look at there! Look what we can see there. It's a happy little what do you got? Ladybug. Couldn't think for a minute. So there, that ladybug is doing great. That again, part of the ecosystem. They're doing their thing in there and they're keeping my plants healthy and happy. So I'm gonna let it continue to do its little thing. So again, these are looking great. I have a marigold here that is starting to get choked out by all the greenery from the potatoes, and I just can't believe how much greenery there is. So that's really awesome. The okra is doing really nice. It's coming up. It's got a little bit of size to it now. So you can see more than just little green spigots sticking out. But they're looking good. Up there's another ladybug right there. So the bugs, the beneficial insects are really out doing their thing. So I'm happy for this. So that this is a Armenian cucumber that's in this bucket. I grow those for my chickens, so that's what will grow up and down the fence all through there. And then as they grow, I'll throw them to my chickens. But yeah, it's doing good. And then y'all can see more grass everywhere from where I just finished weed eating. These pumpkins are starting to, these are the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. They're starting to come over to the sides. And again, these are just, it's not pest damage, it's just grass from where I was just weed eating. And as you can see, I have watermelons. These are the sugar baby watermelons right here. And then that's a hybrid diploid watermelon there. And they're doing really, really nice. I'm very, very impressed. The chayote squash right here, the Merloton's doing good. I still have to order one more or put one more in for this side over here. I'll do that another day. But again, this, you can see all the little bunches of radishes that are planted through here. They're doing really, really nice, and I'm really impressed with how this bed is coming along. Since this, for me, watermelons, my pumpkin squash, my merlotons, all of that pretty much gets attacked first, and they're looking beautiful. The leaves on them are nice and pretty. They're dark green. They're just doing really, really great. We have marigold there, radishes, onions all the way around. We have basil and more marigolds at the end. So they're doing really, really nice. And I'm just so happy. That should start, the Merloton should start climbing that arch pretty soon. So that's good. And then on this back side, you can't really tell it, but there are green beans that are intertwined with the potato stems, and they're starting to grab the trellis. You can see right here where it's starting to grab onto the trellis to make its way up, but they're kind of hanging on to some of the potato stalks. So that's actually green beans are actually a companion plant that I've done with this. So with the potatoes, my companion plant was green beans and um, marigolds here. So they're doing really well. Out back over here to the front, everything's still looking nice. The comfrey's good. That green stalk back there is good. This bed I really have to get to and start harvesting, since the flowers are coming in really nice and heavy. And y'all can see everything's looking really good. Wow, those butternut squash have doubled since yesterday. So, but as you can see, I have radishes there and they're looking really, really nice. My marigolds are starting to flower in this bed, and then we have sweet corn that's in this bed also. But again, they're looking really, really nice. On the back side back there, we have Kajari melons, and they're looking good. The basil's looking great. The tomatoes are looking good. All the tomato plants, again, they have flowers on them, so everything's flowering. The only pest damage that I have come across is that I really know is pest damage is on my Kajari melons. And that is going to be this right here. I'm not really sure what is doing this. It's mostly just this one leaf, and then it looks like it's possibly kind of starting with this. I don't know if this is leaf bugs or what, because I just don't know. So I have to figure it out and find out what's going on. But I say that everything's still looking good. So again, this bed here has the basil, the tomatoes, and the onions and marigolds in it. This is the Roselle, the Jamaican Sorrel bed. It has the flowers and the green beans, bush beans in there. And y'all, let me tell y'all, I seen my first pest in the bed today. Yeah, it was a leaf foot bug. And what I'm gonna put a picture on the screen, and believe it or not, it was not on any of my vegetable or fruit plants. It was on this right here. It was on my little safflower. I did check to make sure that there were no eggs or nothing, that it wasn't trying to lay any little leaf-footed bug babies on there, because I don't like them. And I did dispose of the leaf-footed bug correctly, so I don't have to worry about any future instances with that leaf-footed bug. but that was my very first pest to see. It was my very first pest to see for the season. So all in all, I think everything's doing great. Now, with that being said, the leaf-footed bug being my first pest of the season, I do go ahead and expect to see other pests. I have seen a squash bug, but it wasn't anywhere near my garden back here. It was more over here by my patio area, and I only seen the one. So when I see one down here in the garden area, that's what I'll let you know of, and that'll be what I'll kind of be like, okay, this is what's happening. This is the time period that the bugs found my garden. So moving forward, that's the way we'll do it. But I am still very happy being that we're hitting about 80, 82 to 85 during the day. So being that we're hitting that, everything's woken up already because our nights are about in the low 60s, high 50s. So everything's awake. So everything should start moving more. And the I have slugs. Slugs I haven't really had an issue with except for that one bed, and that's really been it. It's just that one bed is it right over there? No, back there. And that's because I had a bed there previously. Even though that's a new bed that's there, I did have a bed there previously. So I knew that the previous bed had slug issues, and I have constantly fought them every year. So I just use the beer trap method for my slugs and don't worry about them from there, because I'm not going to touch any of them. They're just nasty. So, but anyway, but as I was saying, so far so good with the companion planting. I have not sprayed anything on my garden for any type of pest. And as you can see, you've seen in the video, I have plenty of ladybugs. I have other pests, not pests, other beneficial insects out there, but they're all hiding right now. And I'm sure as the afternoon or the sun kind of drops down, they'll start coming out a little more. But I believe so far I have a happy, healthy ecosystem in my garden, and I couldn't be happier for that. And yeah, that's it. I couldn't be any happier for what I have going on, and everything seems to be working. So far the marigolds, the green beans or the bush beans, the pole beans, the borage, the zinnias, the carrots, the celery, the sunflowers, the garlic, the onions, everything that I've done for companion planting thus far seems to be working, and I could not be happier for that. So with that being said, I continue to invite you to come on this journey with me. And again, as soon as I see pest damage or see anything going on in my garden, I'll get on here and let you know, hey, this is what I'm seeing this day. But we're a couple weeks into the growing season already in central Mississippi, and really this is the first few damaged leaves that I've had so far, and I could not be happier than for that. And we'll just continue to see how it goes, and I continue to invite you along on the journey with me and to try it for yourself and get into organic gardening, and if nothing else, just get into gardening, period. So from my garden to yours, happy gardening. Y'all have a great one.